Welcome back everyone, me again, Matsimus. We're talking about some Russian equipment once again today, and if there's one thing that Russia just gets right every time, it's heavy machine guns, and this one is absolutely no exception to that principle. Today folks, we are talking about the Kord large caliber machine gun, and when I say large, it is an absolute understatement. This thing is a bloody behemoth, and I love it. I love the fact that they have some seriously heavy duty firepower when it comes to belt-fed heavy machine guns from Russia. I've always wanted to fire some of these heavy machine guns that they employ because they just look amazing. Just look at the brass slamming out of that thing. It's just absolutely incredible. The muzzle brake on it is just incredible. Now, just like any piece of Russian equipment, it has a strong history and a family of weapon systems that brought it where it needed to be today. After the breakup of the Soviet Union, the authorities faced the issue of manufacturing all types of weapons and ammunition on the entire territory of Russia. Since the Metalist Plant, the major manufacturer of the NSV 12.7 heavy machine gun, remained in Kazakhstan in the early 1990s. Now, for all those Russian-speaking folks out there, look, I can't speak Russian, I can't say your words, you make them far too complicated for a stupid Canadian-British guy like me, so I really do apologise if I cannot say these things. I know a number of you have been saying in the comment section, Matsimus, just PM me and I'll tell you how to say it, or just put it into Google Translate. If you've ever used Google Translate before for Russian words, just don't do it. But I'm going to try my best here, and if I do say anything wrong, hopefully you guys don't take any offense to it. I'll try my best to go through the descriptives and the, naming of some of these people and components and plants as I go. So, a team of designers from the Kovrov-based VA Degtyarev plant, including the AA Naptulin and NM Obdian, developed a new model of heavy machine gun, with some components taken from the NSV to be put into production. The research and development project was codenamed Kord, acronym KORD, which stands for, oh god, here we go, Kovrov Armorers My god, I suck. The plant, known as the Degtyarev Plant, again, brutally destroying these names, managed and decided to start preparing the machine gun for a series production as early as 1994, when the development was almost completed. A pilot batch of 12.7mm machine guns was manufactured in December 1997. On September 1998, the Russian government issued a decree saying that these are the guns that they are going to push into all of their Russian armed forces, and the list of arms included the Kord machine gun, which was produced initially during the years of 1998 and officially fielded with the army in 2001 and to the rest of the armed forces since then. It has been fully combat tested and is a very formidable machine gun. As you can see just by the damn size of the thing, it's almost the size of the person firing it. One of the key features of this machine gun was the quick change barrel, which was developed by the plant designers in compliance with the technology that could allow for ensuring the even heating of the barrel and the insignificant threat of thermal warping of the barrel, which would obviously affect its safety for one, and its accuracy. The service life of the barrel was actually increased up to 10,000 rounds through the use of special grades of steel, production technologies, and bore chrome plating. The barrel is fitted with a highly efficient muzzle brake, which allows for, I'd say, a little less recoil, but not all of the machine guns were given this option. The weapon is still gas operated, but features a revised breech locking mechanism, changed to a rotating bolt with 2 rows of locking lugs. The new barrel, a revised breech and locking mechanism, along with reduced recoil, have facilitated a 1.5 to 2-fold greater accuracy of fire than that of the NSV machine gun. This is the same machine gun that can be fired from both gun mounts for that particular type. At the same time, the Kord machine gun can also weigh in at a rough 25.5 kilograms up to 30 kilograms depending on its configuration, whether it's put onto a vehicle, dismounted, bipod, tripod, whatever it may be. Spent case ejection is either forward or to the right, but the pivoting ejector is mounted on the breech block carrier assembly. The weapon is fired from the rear sear and is fitted with a cylindrical spiral mainspring made of wire cable. Yes, that means to cock this thing you actually have to pull a wire, which is, to me, an absolute mechanical nightmare. If that wire snapped, it wouldn't be a really good thing. The trigger assembly comprises of a manual safety designed to prevent accidental discharges, which, of course, being in this thing, you can accidentally discharge an entire city. When the safety is applied, it is impossible to chamber a round. An ammunition belt can be fed from the left or the right, which is really impressive because it allows for the boxes of ammunition to be put all over the mount of this damn thing. You can put rounds to the left, you can put rounds to the right. That, to me, is quite a game changer, which really, if you put this into a mounted position like these gentlemen are putting here, they can put 3 or 4 boxes on the side of this thing, and once they finish a belt, they don't have to mess around putting a new box on there. It's just swap over to the other side. Pretty impressive overall. The machine gun is equipped with an open-type iron sight, which comprises of a tangent leaf rear sight and windage knob. This is graduated from 400 to 2,000 meters every 100 meters on the dial. It can also be fitted with an optical SPP, night and collimator sight, allowing this thing to engage long-range targets very, very easily. When the machine gun was still under development, it was intended from the very outset to use the same ammunition belt as the NSV and the DSHK machine guns, and to mount the cord on the same mounts as the NSV without any modification or improvements. This allowed for universal mounting onto tanks, armed personnel carriers, dismounts, whatever it may be, which is something that, Russian equipment is very good at, utilizing all forms of platforms to really save a lot of money and to be able to put it into any kind of combat situation. The machine gun can be mounted on the 6T7 folding ground tripod and the 6U6 multi-purpose mount, identical to that of the NSV-S 12.7 heavy machine gun. Of course, when you're utilizing such heavy machine guns, you really need to take into consideration the mounts that are being used for it. Therefore, the new mounts were developed for the cord machine gun to allow it to engage targets a lot safer and a lot more accurately. The 6P57 infantry version of the 6T19 bipod weighs 32 kilograms alone. The 6T19 folding bipod is fitted with a recoil buffered buttstock, similar to that of the 6T7 tripod. The bipod traverse is 15 degrees each side, and the cord machine gun can also be mounted at a length of 1,980mm with a height of around 550mm, which allowed it to be carried by one man and set up in any position suitable for a general purpose machine gun on a bipod. The machine gun with a folded bipod can be mounted directly to the 6T7 tripod, and vice versa. When removed from the tripod, it is instantly ready to fire from the bipod. The 6P56 variant was a multi-purpose mount designed to engage ground and air targets, and weighs a whopping 52 to 60 kilograms, while the 6P59 upgraded version can be mounted on the 6U16 multi-purpose mounting with an SP pedestal mount, weighs 75 to 80 kilograms, and the pedestal mount allows it to swivel really all round 360 with very small displacement. This could be put on ships, railway platforms, or even stationary platforms for engagement of long-range targets, defending of bases, etc, etc. The 6U16 mount is on the swiveling platform, also has the attachments for extra ammunition boxes as we just saw, and the belt link catcher can also be attached along with a case catcher to be left on the receiver and to the right in front of the receiver respectively in case it was projecting rounds from the front. It can be mounted on a transportation vehicle like the BTR-D and any airborne armoured personnel carriers that were around, and the cord machine gun with a left-handed feed is designed as the 6P51 variant for mounting. There's also a tank model of the cord machine gun, indexed as the 6P49. It is provided with an electrical solenoid firing mechanism and is mounted on the standard tank mount of the turret of the T-90 main battle tank and that of the 2S19 Mr. S self-propelled howitzer. The tank-mounted version features a length of 1,625mm and weighs in at a whopping 27 kilograms. Just like the baseline model, it is fed from the right. A variant with a left-hand feed was proposed with only slight modifications necessary, but it was never actually fielded. The designers, in some regard, had developed one of the greatest general-purpose heavy machine guns ever. There really isn't very many machine guns out there, other than obviously the M2 machine gun, that can be so versatile in the capabilities that can be used for, whether it be different mounts or different platforms that it can be placed on. Naturally, it does not mean that the cord can substitute for a standard caliber general purpose machine gun. However, the versatility of this machine gun significantly boosts its combat capabilities. Surprisingly, there is also an export version. Yeah, it's not like Russian to export any kind of military equipment, and it is chambered in the 12.7x99 cartridge, which is basically the 50 caliber Browning cartridge used by NATO member states and countries. Overall, the cartridge is a beast. It's a very heavy machine gun. With ammunition loaded, it's 25.5 kilograms as standard. If it is placed on a normal mount like the 6T7, it weighs 41.5 kilograms with cartridge belt attached. The overall machine gun length in its standard configuration is 1,580mm. Its muzzle velocity of the round is 820 to 860 meters a second. Sighting range at ground targets is 2,000 meters max. Slant firing range against air targets is 1,500 meters. And the machine gun has a rate of fire of 600 to 750 rounds a minute, with a cartridge belt capability of 50 rounds. Overall, everyone, let's be quite clear here. This machine gun is a beast. I would not want to be downrange of this thing. You know, a lot of people give a lot of rep for the M2 Browning machine gun. Of course, the 50 cal is an absolute beast, but I really do feel like Russia has taken the biscuit when it comes to heavy machine guns. They just know how to build them good. They got big old cartridges firing through there. Very reliable. You know, we know that they're reliable. You see them every day all around the world being utilized. They're not really you know, failing from what I can see in that footage very often. They just know how to make heavy machine guns, and they've done a very good job of it. As I said before, I would love to have a try of one of these things. It would be absolutely outstanding. But, you know, we can only dream. I don't think I'll ever be able to get behind the receiver of one of these things, but who knows? Never know. One day maybe I'll get lucky. Anyway, folks, I really appreciate you stopping by today. Hopefully you learned something about this beautiful heavy machine gun. If you have any questions about it, or if I've made any mistakes, I do apologize. Please leave your comments to ask those questions or correct me in the comment section below. If you want to see more future military equipment videos in my channel coming up, hit that bell button so you can be notified of any upcoming videos. If you do really enjoy my channel, you're more than welcome to go check out my Patreon page. It is in the description box below. And thank you to every single one of you who have been supporting me there so far. It really does mean a lot. A few of you have actually been donating me some games lately, so that was really nice. When I have time, trust me, I'm going to get around to playing them. I have really considered opening up a PO box or a postal address that you guys can send me stuff to. You guys keep messaging me saying, Matsimus, I want to send you stuff. I have no idea what it would be. Hopefully it's a cord machine gun. I'm just kidding. But really, though, I'm going to try my best to have some sort of address that you guys can send stuff to, because I get a lot of requests for that. So we'll see how that can go. And of course, I am on Facebook and all the other shenanigans like Discord if you want to come chat, hang out, play games, and all that good stuff. So stay tuned in the future, folks. More military equipment coming up for sure. And I will see you next time. All the best. Bye-bye.